everyone. Welcome to CMO Weekly, the show where we sit down with the world's top marketing leaders and executives to uncover their bold moves, tough lessons, and breakthrough ideas that have shaped their journey. Every episode will go beyond the headlines to explore what it really takes to build brands, lead teams, and stay ahead in a fast-changing industry. I'm Hayley Clover, and this is CMO Weekly. This episode is brought to you by Open Fortune, the only marketing company putting your brand inside of actual fortune cookies. Yeah, those cookies that you crack open after dinner? They're not prime real estate for your brand message. Open Fortune distributes millions of branded fortunes every month through thousands of restaurants worldwide, giving brands a moment of surprise and attention that no banner ad can match. Do you want to reach people when they're smiling, engaged, and ready to share something fun? Head to openfortune.com to learn more. My guest is Chris Barrett, the Director of Marketing at the Hippodrome Casino in London's West End, where he leads digital strategy, audience engagement, and brand growth for one of the city's most iconic entertainment destinations. With a deep focus on blending gaming, live entertainment, and hospitality into compelling experiences, Chris works to connect both local and international audiences to everything the Hippodrome has to offer. So Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and welcome to Vegas.
It's great. It's my fourth time visiting, and it doesn't disappoint. It's the most fun place in the world to have here.
Well, it's an adult playground.
Yeah,
that's for sure, and it's very tiring. So Chris is joining us on the final day of the conference, which you can probably hear a little bit in the background. It's not as noisy because a lot of people are probably still sleeping.
Yes.
Well, Chris, I'm excited to chat and learn more about just you in general and Hippodrome, of course. But tell me a little bit about how you found yourself at the casino and where your kind of career journey began.
Well, I'm lucky enough to have been at the Hippodrome for 10 years now.
Awesome.
And we have only been in existence for 13 years as a casino, but the building itself has been there since 1900.
Wow.
So it's like an historic piece of London.
So cool.
Have you been? Sorry, I didn't ask you this.
I've been to London, but never to the casino.
Okay, well, we need to change that next time.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
Any chance to go back?
Yes, good. Well, yeah, so I started at the Hippodrome 10 years ago, and I've done a bit of marketing before, sort of digital mostly. And I was lucky enough to get an interview at the Hippodrome, and then ever since then it's been incredible. Like
That's awesome.
We're a family-owned business, so what that really means is that we take that ethos into all that we do.
Yeah.
So like, as I say, I'm 10 years now, and I'm still considered new. So like, it's
crazy.
And our owner Simon, who is here today, couldn't be here today because he's somewhere over there today. But yeah, so he can. He's constantly texting us. He's not like a distant shareholder. He's like in the business every day.
Yeah.
So it means that we can get decisions made really quickly.
That's great.
We can talk to leadership as quickly as we need to, and we can get feedback from leadership as much as they want to do it as well.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
That's cool. I also think that's a fun feeling and maybe a different feeling to have when you're 10 years in and you're still necessarily. You're still trying to figure things out and still kind of considered like the new guy on the team.
Yes, I'm very much still.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Totally different.
We're all like a family. As I say, there's 11 of us out here at the moment.
Yeah.
So we bring that sort of size group each year. Mm-hmm. And some of the people stay and some of the people switch in.
Okay.
So we've got a cross section of our hospitality teams are here, our gaming teams are here, we've got our compliance director here. So we're all a mismatch of people. Some of them will still be in bed, so I won't shout them out by name. But yeah, no, we're all having a great time.
So tell me the goal of Hippodrome being at G2E. Is it a mix of just, of course, networking and seeing vendors you work with and all those sorts of things, but is there one kind of main goal for why you come to these conferences?
I think it's different for each member of the team because some of us have been a few times and some of us have never been. We've got two people who have never been to Vegas before, let alone G2E.
Oh gosh,
so
fun experience.
Those are the people who are still in bed at the moment. But no, it's different for everyone really. Like you say, networking is one thing, and for our technology team, they've come out here and obviously it's like Graceland for them, this place, right? But say for instance for our compliance team, they're looking at new ways of working because compliance is one of the most important parts of all of our businesses.
Yeah.
So for them, it's about finding new ways of working. For me, it's a bit more like networking and meeting the people that I speak to regularly.
Yeah.
But I think overall for a business, what we always take away from this is how proud we are to work in gaming.
Sure.
Because you meet some of the most intelligent, some of like the brightest thinkers in the game here, and like that opportunity to sit down and drink and like break bread with people like that is one that we can't really miss up. So that's why we continue to come here and we'll continue to come many years to come.
I love that. Okay, so to talk about Hippodrome a bit.
Good.
You've been there for a decade, so tell me a little bit about how you've seen the guests that come to the casino change over that time. That maybe, was a bit surprising in your mind.
We have quite a broad customer base. So for instance, we have our Magic Mike live show.
Okay.
And we have...
Love it.
Have you seen that?
I have. I've been to many many bachelorette parties here, so they have that option.
My wife had her bachelorette at the Magic Mike show as well.
I love it. She had a blast.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, so for those type of customers, we brought that in 5 years ago.
Okay.
So we had never done anything like that before. It was the first for the UK. So we had to prepare for that customer base and how they would interact with the casino.
Sure.
And so we cater for those completely differently. They're larger groups. They want food before the show. They want entertainment after the show. And for our gaming customers, they're slightly different, aren't they? So like, how do those people interact, and how do we make sure that it's frictionless between those people, which it is?
Right.
And then we've got our poker floor on the third floor. Now, a poker player, as you know, is a lot different to like a roulette player and what they want. And so it's all about, for us, segmenting the market, like it should be for anyone really, segmenting the market, finding out what your customers want, finding out where your customers are as well. Obviously, through my tenure, it's been like the growth of data. It's huge for us now. Like, it's not everything, and I always tell my team that half of it's data and half of it's gut feel. Like, we sit with our data teams a lot and talk to them, but I also make sure that my team and myself are going to like the restaurants or going to the bars and asking our customers what they feel like and what they don't feel like as well. It has to be that mix. We've obviously found out our customers are a lot more online now, as everyone in the world is a lot more online now.
Yeah.
And it's about where we show up in their journey when they're not at the Hippodrome, and how we can bring them from their phones to our venues and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a great point. You know, how do you do that? Is it multiple different channels that you're using to kind of keep that cohesive storytelling? Partnerships, I have to guess.
It has to be partnerships. It has to be making sure you're across all the relevant channels. But of course you want to be on all the channels. But what you don't want to do is be on those channels in a half type of way.
Yeah.
Because then, if I'm like a customer and if I go on your LinkedIn, for instance, and it hasn't been invested in, or I go on your Instagram and that's got loads of content on, but then that content isn't mirrored like on X or on Facebook, then it feels like this table, like it can be a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
Like you want to show up everywhere and you want to do it well. So if you're not going to be prepared to put the work into a channel,
don't just throw it out there. Yeah.
Because your customers will be looking at you on that channel. They'll probably ignore the one you spend loads of time on.
Yeah.
So it's about making sure you're 100% where you need to be 100%. And then like from like an imagery point of view, just do all the things that you've learned to do. Like A/B test everything.
Yeah.
Like image test everything. Take the stuff that works organically and put that behind your paid strategy. Like it's the things that you hear all the time, but the things that sometimes you might not do because they're basic, or sometimes they're hard, but you hear them for the reason. So you've got to make sure that you're doing the right things at the right time.
Yeah. So it's interesting when you talk about bringing something like Magic Mike in and having to kind of completely rethink a new customer that might be coming into the casino. What are the kind of first steps that you take when all of a sudden you're going to be launching something as big as that? Because, you know, in the States, we've had those sorts of things for a while, and the bachelorette culture here is large. And what are they called in London?
They're called hen parties.
Hen parties.
I wasn't going to mention that. I was training my head to not say hen party.
No, I love it.
Okay.
A hen party. Okay, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But the guys' version is a stag do.
Stag do?
Yeah.
You know all this than I. Yes, this is. And you call those bucks nights?
No, they're also bachelor parties. So it's just bachelor and bachelorette.
Right. Okay.
Either way, you're getting drunk at all of them.
To be honest, that makes much more sense than ours. Like, what does a hen? Yeah.
You're only a bachelor for so much longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting ready for kind of this new mix of audiences. How does the marketing team sit down and go, okay, we've got these new folks, how are we going to figure out who that person is, and how are we going to talk to them specifically and make sure that we have all of the entertainment that they want?
Well, for us and for my team, it's about reaching out to the other department in the business and saying, these new customers are coming, how do they affect you guys?
Yeah.
And then once we know that journey, then we build it around that. So for instance, we have a steak restaurant called the Helio Steakhouse, which is beautiful. So we went to them and go, right, these are the demos we think are going to be coming. This is going to be their night. How can we tailor our menus to make sure that's something they'd be interested in? So be it if it's after show dining or pre-show dining, could you work with Magic Mike to create a special menu and things like that? And just making sure that when a customer turns up to the Magic Mike show, they leave with a lot more information, not just about themselves from the show,
Yeah.
but about the Hippodrome itself.
Right.
So, for instance, a lot of people's first time at the Hippodrome may be the Magic Mike, maybe on a bachelorette party, and we want them to know when they leave that there's 6 other floors, there's 3 other restaurants, there's 9 other bars, and there's lots of stuff to do there. So it's also about making the most out of every interaction we have with our customer and giving them as much information in a frictionless way, and not just overloading them with leaflets. It's about creating the experience. And so we've just launched a new sportsbook,
exciting,
which is a first for the UK with Paddy Power, who are part of Flutter.
Okay.
So that's been incredible for us.
So it's very similar in the ways that you're finding that consumer base. And are you talking to other casinos that have had that? Like, are you looking at folks, whether it's in the UK or in Europe in general, or calling folks in the US that have been running sportsbooks forever and saying, hey, this is what we're doing, love your advice?
Yes, lots of that.
Okay.
Lots of that. Lots of asking for help, which is, again, something I tell my team all the time.
Yeah, ask for help always.
But I remember when I was younger, it took me ages to learn that. I was too busy, in my own head trying to solve all the problems rather than asking for help.
Thinking that you should be the one to solve them. Yeah, I get that.
I wasted so much time doing that. I could have learned so much more instead of just trying to solve a problem on my own.
Yeah.
So for the sportsbook, because it's a UK first, there wasn't many around what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we took 6 of us to Chicago this year, which was an incredible experience for us all.
That was fun.
That really good, really a really great learning opportunity for all of us. And we've come to Vegas quite a lot as well to see the sportsbook. Paddy Power, as I say, are linked to work with Flutter, and the team at Flutter, Fiona Power, so that she's helped me so much in just teaching us about how sportsbooks work. What do you need to do? We get to them and they're just, what we didn't want to do is launch a room with loads of TVs, and put sports on, and then just go and pat ourselves on the back, because that is an expensive pat on the back.
Yes.
So we put a lot of effort and a lot of time to. All of us have sat in every seat to make sure the view's very good. We've had countless food tastings to try and do that. And
that the systems that you can go and bet in are easy to use and understand, because that can also get confusing.
Yeah, and because a lot of people, it's as I said, it's new for the UK market. So some people can be intimidated. And we want to remove all of that intimidation from our space. And we talked about, I remember we spent so long on the distance between 2 of the chairs, because we wanted them to be close enough that you'd feel like a connection with someone, but not too far apart that you'd feel like you're in like a conference centre.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? So we spent so long on making sure that the betting was easy, the food was great, the screens are great, the seats are comfy.
Yeah, you need all of it to get people to stay, watch the games. You know, the games are not always short, depending on what sport they're betting on.
Yeah. So especially for we have quite a large NFL following.
Okay.
So like you say, that's a long game.
Yeah.
We have short
4
games.
hours they're hanging out at the sportsbook. Yeah.
So apart from cricket, do you know about cricket?
I do.
That's 5 days.
I was just going to say, can't that last forever? That's funny.
So we try and build it around that. So for instance, the F1 is getting massive over here.
Yeah.
I saw they've got an arcade building. They're coming down.
So the F1 will be here in November, November 16th-ish time. So you're seeing all of the grandstands and everything they're starting to build.
It looks incredible.
It's cool.
So for that, our goal was I set the team the goal there of how do we eventize that sport, right?
Yeah.
So there's 4 days there. So there's qualifying, there's practice, and there's the race itself.
Yeah.
So how do we take the model like you guys do so well with the Super Bowl and make it a whole weekend? How can we do that on a much smaller scale for the F1?
Yeah.
So then it's do you sell a ticket for the 4 days? Do you sell individual tickets? And do you do combos across the weekend? So stuff like that is really exciting for us.
Yeah.
And working with great partnerships like Paddy Power just make it so good, because they're quite a mischievous-led brand. And so are we. And they're quite mischievous people. And
love that.
Yeah, and so are we. So it's about working with your partners and getting the most out of it for both of you.
Yeah.
They've never done something like this. We've never done something like this. So it's about looking at each experience and trying to make it the best for everyone involved.
Right. So when did it launch?
It launched 3 weeks ago.
And how's it been?
It's been incredible.
Great.
I'd like everyone to go, because it really is the most amazing space. I am entirely biased, but I genuinely...
Of course, but that's okay.
Yeah, but my friends have been and they say it's great as well.
Yeah.
So the major learnings really were just work with a partner you completely trust, because you're going to have have hard conversations with them.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that relationship at the start, it's going to make everything a lot more difficult.
Right. So now do you go onto maybe certain social networks or things where you know folks maybe are going to start talking about the Sportsbook to look for feedback, both good and bad?
Yes, yeah. We have to have those harsh conversations with ourselves.
Sure.
We normally do it on a Monday morning, which I always think is a terrible time.
The worst. Why do we all do that? Why are
I know.
team meetings right after you have like a relaxing weekend and then they're like, boom, you guys sucked at this?
Yeah, I have to think we need to change that day around. But yeah, so we'll have those reviews and we'll look at what the people are saying, and then we'll bring in the operational teams for their feedback about how it's gone as well.
Yeah.
And just at the moment, especially 3 weeks in, we're constantly changing things.
Yeah.
Like I was on a
of
call yesterday about screenage, about how we're going to make that better, and what sports we're going to show for this weekend, what offers are going to make sure that they resonate with our customers. Paddy Power are great at doing exclusive offers just for the people in the sportsbook. So yeah, all of that.
Now, are regulations tough for sportsbooks within the UK?
Yeah, but regulations are tough for everyone.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why we've got such great compliance teams to make sure that we're safe, our customers are safe, and we're doing what we should be doing.
And you can bet on any sport there, That's great.
Yeah, it's really fun.
That's funny. Are there any, just a curiosity of my own, are there any like really random things that people have been betting on so far?
Yeah, like there's some odd table tennis games that we've taken bets
like we
on.
have ESPN 8, The Old Show. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I don't know.
It's like you could find somebody at 3 a.m. Arm wrestling, and it's on this random ESPN, and you could bet on it. It's like the most random stuff all of a sudden that you can bet on it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's great. Okay, well that's super exciting, and it sounds like Hippodrome is growing a lot.
Yeah, we continually grow. During COVID, we took the opportunity, because we're a 24/7 business, and we only close on Christmas Day, and then we're back open again. We never really had chance to do large-scale projects. So during COVID, it's about making the best of a terrible situation. So we built 2 floors on top of our casino during the first lockdown in the UK, and now we have a great rooftop.
Awesome.
But it takes ambition of your owners to be able to do that. Yeah. Because obviously a lot of our staff were at home. We employ best part of 800 people. So the vast majority were at home, and we took the idea that we wanted to give them reassurance about that we were still going forward, and building and keeping them in contact. Because from a marketeer point of view, my job suddenly turned into how do we communicate with our staff as much as our customers.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that our staff knew that we weren't just waiting for the doors to open again. So now, we've got two new floors, one rooftop bar, and it's great. And like Paddy Sportsbook, we're doing with Paddy Power, it's about, is the space working?
Yeah.
Can it be better? Can we change it? Yeah. So downstairs we built Chop, which is our Chinese restaurant, which is delicious. And we had some space behind that we weren't doing anything with, so now we have a secret bar there.
Cool.
But again, it just comes back to having ambition and having the opportunity from your senior team to be great.
Yeah.
And to do stuff that sometimes doesn't work. But give it a chance. Like sometimes people, I feel, can get twitchy if something doesn't work straight away.
Yeah. There's so many things that just need time.
And you can get yourself wrapped
settle.
Yeah. But you can get yourself wrapped up in knots because you've changed 4 things.
Yeah.
And now you're not really sure what you're trying to figure out if it's worked or not because you've changed the 4 things. So you've got to have a bit of strength in your convictions, I feel, to make a decision, stick with it. And people are going to ask you questions, but that doesn't mean that they don't think it's working. Right. They just want some answers.
Right.
So we find with that you've just got to have the strength of your convictions and the ambition to be great.
Yeah. No, I think that's good advice. It's something that, in your head, I feel like you can tell yourself a lot, but it's always good to hear it too from other folks. It's true. It's like part of the human experience, being able to just like chill for a second and let it do its thing. Yeah.
We've got this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with that in mind, are there any campaigns over your tenure that you've really loved being a part of because you thought they worked really, really well, or on the opposite side of things, something you remember that didn't work well, even if you gave it some time, and then thought, okay, didn't work, but I learned a ton from this?
Well, I mean, completely recency bias, the Paddy Sportsbook, because it was all of our lives for so long.
Sure.
And that space was always a bit of a quandary for us. We could never really get it right because it's on our lower ground floor. So it's the size of a ballroom, really. So to put something in there like 7 nights a week is difficult because you've got to fit it.
Right.
So the campaign I'm most proud of is definitely Paddy Sportsbook. We learned so much there are clear links between the Magic Mike and the Paddy Sportsbook.
Sure.
They offer different nights, But what we learned is working with partners, and then making bonds with people, and then working together, not just on the build itself, but then going forward. Because your team sort of doubles in size, because there's a marketing team over there, and there's a compliance team over there as well, and so making sure all of the people work together. That we then really just rolled that into the Paddy Sportsbook idea, and then just the way that we work with people, just learn and then be honest. As I said earlier, be honest and be prepared to have awkward conversations. Just not on a Monday morning.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's, I always love to end with, if you had advice for other marketers, whether they're, we have a lot of early stage marketers in their career that want to get to a point, where you are. If you had any advice for them on just what makes a good marketer, or what they could do now to kind of improve themselves, I'd love to hear it.
I think it is staying curious, and from a practical point of view, when you're on your phone yourself when you're not working, and you see a bit of content that you like, sort of take a beat and try and think about why you like that piece of content, and not just enjoy it as a consumer. Think of it as a marketer, and think about, well, why did I resonate with that? Why did that resonate with me? What do I like about it, and how can, even if it's not a direct link, how can I then apply that to my work? Because learning is a 24/7 thing. You get some of your best ideas when, like I say, I read at night. Sometimes I read, sometimes I just scroll on my phone.
Right. Sure.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're scrolling on your phone, that's still a learning opportunity.
Right.
And there's still things to be learned, even when you're not in the office, you're not at your desk. That's just when you're in the life itself. And so stay curious. Obviously, don't be afraid to make mistakes. And always take the opportunity to think about why something is making you feel a certain way.
No, I love that. I think that's very good practical advice, because everyone has a notebook with them at all times. It's the notes section of their phone.
Yes.
You see something you love, whether it's even just, oh wow, these colors really, for whatever reason, catch me. Go write it in your phone.
Write it in your phone.
A running log of notes. But I love that, because I think that's something that is practical, that you can actually change now. It's not something that's kind of overarching and up in the ether, and you're like, that makes sense, but
you've got those notes as well. They're a different part of your phone.
What do I do?
Yeah. But it's always, we always say, how do we want our customers to feel when they come into each of our spaces? And when you feel that way, understand why you feel like that and write it down. Like you say, just getting your notes. Don't worry, no one has to read your notes apps. So then, take that learning and then apply it to your own work, and then you can make real change really quickly.
I love that. This was amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me.
I had the best time. It's a great way to spend my birthday.
It's your birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Birthday in Vegas. I can think of worse things.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
a lot of fun. If you all are in the area, if you're in London, need to check out Hippodrome Casino. I've only been to London for 3 days, and I was working, so I'm absolutely itching to come back for my own pleasure.
We look forward to welcoming you.
And please go check out the new Paddy Sportsbooks. It sounds awesome. And if you have, any other curiosities about marketing, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can hear all of the amazing marketers that we have on Weekly. And can't thank you enough again for
Thank you very much. Had a great time.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.